From the very beginning, we have always sought to reach out to one another, and storytellers found a new forum for personal expression. Wondrous new tools will help us learn to bridge the gaps between us.
Good morrow, nerds. My name is Cheyenne, my friends call me Az, and the first time I was given an allowance as a kid, I cried out of guilt. Welcome to the LARP house, which I'm not in. Check this video, wherever it is, for updates. In this video, I'm doing something that I've wanted to do for over a year, and that is share my experience with contact lenses specifically for LARP. I'm no expert and I am no doctor, but I am terminally extra when it comes to my costumes sometimes, and my swamp water green eyes just don't always cut it. I've spent a long time trying all kinds of different styles of contact lenses, from over-the-counter Halloween shop lenses to hand-painted film-grade contact lenses, all for research. Because sometimes this YouTube gig means that I am your guinea pig. And before I get into anything, you might be asking yourself if I'm sponsored by any of the companies I'm going to mention. The answer is no. There is no money in this for me. Because I generally travel YouTube with the aid of my LARP House Patreon adventuring party, I am afforded the freedom to generally choose what I put on my body. So, cool. We answer to no one but ourselves. So LARPers have a different set of requirements that they need in a contact lens from people in, say, theater, film, or even cosplay. They need to be safe and durable and comfortable to wear over a very long period of time, and they also need to be long-lasting because we sometimes go months between events. It's always best to get an eye exam before you buy contact lenses. In the US, it's generally mandatory, but even if you live somewhere where it's not, it's always better to be safe than sorry. You should go to an eye doctor. But I've known too many nerds, and I know some of you are you're just not gonna do that. You're just not. And I would rather you have some safety guidelines rather than just dismissing you outright and having horrible things happen to your eyeballs. So we're gonna cover what I know. So I'm just gonna say, if an eye exam were inaccessible to me for some reason, and if I did not need a corrective prescription, generally speaking, I would be okay with finding just a very reputable seller and taking very good care of the lenses. For me, personally. But go to an eye doctor though. Proceed without a prescription, at your own risk, like I know some of you will, because you're barbarians. Part of the reason I make allowances for not having a prescription before you buy theatrical lenses is because it's not required everywhere. Hello, international audience. What are you guys doing? What time is it there? Wait, I'm in Ireland now. What am I talking about? And that's because in the US, contact lenses are almost universally treated like medical devices in need of regulation, whereas in many other countries they're treated like cosmetic devices, which need less regulation. When I was living in Berlin, it was possible to order theatrical lenses from Amazon without a prescription, which I tried. You know, for science. I'm not sure that I would recommend that at all, but I felt like I had to know just in case we were missing out on some big, wonderful European costuming secret. We were not. You really want to be sure of the place you're buying your contact lenses from, because it's very easy to mess up contact lens production in a way that can risk the life of your eyeballs. You don't want to risk your eye jellies on contact lenses with mysterious backstories. It is not worth it. Cosmetic contact lens stores can also neglect to tell customers how to properly care for their contact lenses, which can also lead to some pretty horrific results. I'm going to have sources in the description for how to properly care for and clean your contact lenses. I would highly recommend doing your own research as well. Make sure you know how to avoid eye infections. Please don't go blind. For sclera lenses or mini sclera lenses, I am gonna say no matter where you live or what kind of corrective prescription you may need, if you have perfect vision, you should still get a prescription for sclera lenses, because eyeballs are different shapes sometimes, and the measurements for sclera lenses are often very different from a normal sized contact lens. And if you buy an over-the-counter sclera lens and you don't have a prescription, you can end up wasting hundreds of dollars on a lens that just falls right out of your head. Useless. So don't do that either. So here are some pointers for buying contact lenses specifically for LARP. One is to make sure that they're long wear contact lenses, not dailies or even monthlies. I look for 6-month shelf life at least, if not longer. Even 3 months can be too short in the life of a LARPer. Sometimes we go that long between events, even in regular campaign games, depending on your campaign. So it's not really a worthwhile investment all the time if you're only going to get one use out of a pair of contact lenses, when you will probably have to re-buy them anyway if you're playing the same character at multiple events. The other thing I look at, which is good if you have sensitive eyes also, is the water content of a lens. A nice high water content generally means that they're going to be a little bit softer and therefore more comfortable for me, but they're also going to let more oxygen into the eye, which is pretty valuable if you're going to be wearing them for a long period of time, especially sclera lenses. The big challenge with sclera lenses is that they block a lot of oxygen from getting into the eye because they cover so much more surface area, but if you have a really high water content, it can help mitigate that problem. But you may need some eye drops if you get the high water content ones, because they can be a little drying, I've read. I haven't experienced that, but I've read it. As for putting contacts in, once again, I will have more instructional resources in the description of this video. I don't want to actually give any, medical direction here. That's not my job, so look in there and do your own research for that. Please, I don't want to be the reason that somebody messes up their eyeballs. Can you tell I'm a little terrified to do this video? So next I'm going to have some additional tips for wearing contact lenses over a long period of time, specifically for LARP. This is additional as in addition to the research that everyone should already be doing. Maybe start with the links in the description. This is not standalone stuff. This should not be your one-stop shop for contact lens safety. But here we go. These are my personal additional tips, especially if you have trouble putting in contact lenses. Sometimes theatrical lenses come in cute little potion bottles. I don't have one. I'll probably cut to one. Cute little potion bottles. Do not take them directly from the potion bottles and plop them into your eyeballs. That fluid is not great for your eyes. It's meant to preserve the contact lens more than anything else, so it's not going to be a good time if you put that in your eyeballs. It's not going to feel great. You're probably not going to like it. So rinse it off, leave it to soak in solution for a couple hours, or overnight if you can. That's the best. That's the best case scenario. Put an eye drop or two into your eyes first. Pre-hydrate. Be prepared. Make sure your hands are very clean and not bone dry, but also not soaking wet. One will make the contact lens stick to your finger, and the other will make it just slip all over the place, and neither one is a very good time. Put a drop of solution inside the contact while it's on your finger, and then it should just sloop right onto your eyeball. Obviously, rinse the contact lens in solution to make sure it's free of any lint or dust or other uninvited guests, like glitter. Drink a glass of water about a half an hour before you put your contacts in. This will help your eyes be nice and juicy. Make sure you're as hydrated as possible, and keep hydrated throughout the day. That will make things so much more comfortable for you in the long run. Sclera lenses. There are so many videos and resources out there about how to apply and wear sclera lenses that I'm going to keep this minimal and leave that up to your own research. But here are my little discoveries. For LARP, because we want to wear our contact lenses for so long, I pay extra special attention to the water content of sclera lenses because they cover more of your eyes, and so it's more important to make sure your eyes are getting some oxygen. So to that effect, I also try to take a break from wearing them every 4 hours or so, and I just find whatever excuse I can to just have some different eyes for a while. And I just get little backup lenses, like maybe they're the same color but they're just smaller, so that I can still have that effect, but I am not risking harming my eye. Then I just come up with whatever in-character reason I might need if I need to replace my sclera lenses with the tiny backup lenses. Like, maybe your character's Fae and they're allergic to iron and they've had a big steak. I don't know. Or maybe your character's eyes are just different at night. Or maybe if your character's like a demon, they just like take demon suppressants every now and again. I don't know. Whatever you need to do to justify taking a break, just do it, because your mortal body is way more important than a LARP aesthetic. Speaking as someone who's made many mistakes to that effect in the past. Don't be like I once was. I was once a great idiot! And now on to contact lens sellers that I am a big fan of. I'm going to cover two categories here, the film grade and the Everylarper lenses. The film grade lens provider is 9mmsfx.com. I'll put it here, I'll put it in the description. Their plain sclera lenses are on the higher end price range wise for sclera lenses, but they have a nice high water content and they take all kinds of prescriptions, which means that they will match the curvature of your eyes, which is very important to me because I have alien shaped eyeballs. Their fancy painted lenses are pricey. With the help of the LARP House Patreon adventuring party, I saved up and got myself a pair one year, and it was magical. It was like an angel licked my eyeball. Oh, don't make that weird, please. They're so realistic looking, even way up close, and they're so comfortable to wear. I wish everyone would get the chance to add that level to their costumes and have that experience. I miss them all the time. If you can afford those contact lenses, I highly recommend it. You can dress in rags and wear some of those contact lenses, and that's a character. Which brings me now to the affordable Everylarper lenses, which I'm just as happy with. I have started ordering all of my contact lenses, or at least as much as I can, from Uniqso, and I did an unboxing a while back when I was still blonde of an order that I made, replenishing some old contacts that had expired and trying out some new ones for future games and events. And again, I am not sponsored by them at all, I just know what I like. And that's my take on contact lenses. Please do read over the resources in the description of this video and do your own research. Pretty please. If you have functioning eyes and you would like to keep them, I'd love that. I want that for you. Please take care of them. That's all I've got for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or emotional outbursts, if you want to join the LARP House Patreon adventuring party, all of the links for that will be in the description of this video. And as always, thank you so much for liking us, subscribing to us, and creating with us. I gotta say, I tried the little plunger putting these ones in. I'm not a fan. It suckered to my eye like a little sea creature, and I never want to see it again.